We look like proper workmen, actually. Very high vis stuff.
I got matching outfit on.
Yeah, it's been a bit rainy, so that's why we're attired as we are. And what's today's job?
Digging
Digging. What are we digging?
treasures.
Treasures. More test holes to see what the drainage is like. Yeah, because then we can assess what the whole site is. So Jake's going up the side, and I'm going down there, and then we'll see how we do later. See if we can do this out my back. Oh jeez. Alright, there we go.
Wow.
That's a bit of a stone. I'm a bit puffed out, but there's a good reason for that. I'm out my Sunday run. Oh, excuse me. And I ran here maybe a couple of months ago and found this amazing place. And this is kind of what I want to do with the wet garden down the side of the house. And when you see it, you'll see why. It's just lush and green and damp and mossy and quiet. So I'm going to take a few photos and take them back to the house for some inspiration. I'm back from my run now, and I'm having a sit down. And a cup of tea and all the biscuits, because when you're an adult you can eat and buy as many biscuits as you like. So yesterday, Jake and I spent about 2 or 3 hours in the garden in the evening, in the rain, just walking through a new plan, taking into account everything that Monty had said. And most of it was great. Most of it was very straightforward. So what we did, we pretended we had trays of food. Came out of the kitchen, which is behind me here. Come down here, come down here. Then I got Jake to stand off here, off the deck. It's a really steep, I don't know if you can see that, a really steep drop, not your normal sort of deck drop. And then I put a cane where his first foot landed. And then I've got the template for the cement path, and then saw how wide that had to be. So that gave us a line, a minimum line that the paving had to be, because I know Monty was not too crazy about our crazy paving, but that was okay, because I'd have to do it, so neither was I. So that gave us a line in the path up to the end of the deck. And then we brought our imaginary trays of food over to the seating area and pretended to sit and eat and take in the views that we could see. So we've got the old, I'm not sure what that is, that's probably a mill. There's loads of mills around here, and then can't see much there. And look up to the house, we probably need something there. And then we got up from our imaginary dinner and walked around here, and it is something special, but weirdly I had a feeling when I came back here. You can't see the house through here very well. I mean, this is wide angle lens, so you can, but from my point of view, it's also deep down. It has I think it's because this is here. It changes the sound quality here, so it feels calmer. Step over the rubble pit I dug yesterday. It wasn't even a drainage pit, it was just rubble. And then came to this area where previously this was just one single view from the dining table through to the lantern, because in October, November time, you can see the mill through here. So this isn't sitting quite as happily as I thought it would be, so this might have to move now. And I got to here and I thought, wow, this is a nice place to sit down. This catches the evening sun from over there. So then I imagined sitting down and looking at the Photinia, which Monty kind of frowned on, but that's okay. I think I'm going to go with this, see how it goes for a year or two. Shrubby. If I don't like it, I'm going to get rid of it, but it's not terrible. It might not be his favourite. I'll give it the benefit of the chance. Benefit of the chance, benefit of the doubt. Then I got up from my imaginary sit down, and then there's possibly a route through back, but we need to go that way. through that garden. So I ran up and put these poles in, just to imagine where the gate would be, the gateway, the threshold. So we'd have granite down here through the middle of the gateway, and that'll give us a view up that way. And then we rushed back and thought about our no man's land, and we'd already put down the canes for this part of the path, so decided to extend it, just bring it across here, and then immediately section this off to give us a third garden. And I wandered in here like this and looked at this drain, and this caught my eye. This is the excavations from a test pit that Jake dug. I think Jake dug this one, and it's the gravel at the bottom for a soakaway, and then Zen garden. We both thought it at the same time. We could cover that in gravel, so that would be out of the way. It's not a problem anymore. And then I ran into that pile of spoil and grabbed a paving stone and stuck it in here, because this was looking too formal. We needed a route through. So now we have another path. We have a journey crossing this formal path with the informal path, and I'll have stepping stones through the gravel, and we get to our granite threshold and into here. And this just felt right, and it was weirdly it felt right. And then looking from up here on a high deck, this is probably the height, maybe a bit higher. You get at Rowangi, the famous Zen stone garden, looking down. We had a bit of back and forth deciding, would we step down from here, make a mess of it? Would we need another stepping stone? But actually, with that path there, I think we can make ourselves go around. So that was quite a revelation. I wasn't expecting a gravel path. Now, I'm not too keen on gravel because it gets everywhere. So if that becomes a barrier, that's going to contain the gravel, and so will the fence. So that, I'm not that worried. And then we wandered in here, and there's a lot of wondering about one pond, two ponds still. Maybe even scrapping the waterfalls and just having an area of water. For now, I mean, in the future, down the line, we might have pumps and things. I'm still not too keen on pumps because they use lots of electricity. But you know what? When I was thinking of this originally, I was thinking onsen, hot tub, ofuro. That might happen in 5 years or so. But for now, I think we decided maybe an aspidistra here. This is going to be too bright. This will be dark, so we need to think about something for there. The seating area felt a bit weird here because we're going to have steps down there. It didn't feel like it was in the garden. So current thinking is maybe an arbor, and I've had ideas for those, thought about those, or a seat here in between lushness and greenness. Oh, and the clay we dug out from our test pits I have put in a box. Might do something with that. But for now, I've got to think more about the Zen garden. So I have my cup of tea and my biscuits and my notebook for if and when inspiration strikes. So I'm just going to sit here and ponder.